How do felling crews manage trees that are larger than their guide bars? Operators assess tree clusters, identifying large diameter trees that often tilt or lean. Clearing obstructing branches first keeps the workspace safe and organized. By shifting positions, they estimate the natural fall direction, ensuring each cut aligns with safety protocols. Escape routes are marked at 45 degrees behind the tree to allow a quick retreat. Specialized felling levers or wedges are selected, with equipment strength checked to avoid overexertion. Cuts are made perpendicular to the intended fall direction, and hinge placement is measured at roughly 10% of the trunk diameter. Stepwise cutting reduces risk and prevents unexpected tree shifts. Branches are methodically removed to prevent jamming of the chainsaw. After the tree tips on its hinge, the crew retreats along the escape path, monitoring for falling debris. That pull of the winch looks deceptively gentle for such massive trees. Final cleanup ensures the site remains secure for the next operation. Simple mechanics, serious strength at work. A huge cedar with a true 15-foot diameter becomes the focus, as one cutter helps his partner handle his first big tree. The hollow center makes progress faster, though the sheer size still demands patience. Undercut pressure builds enough to threaten a pinch, so they open a double window to reach the remaining holding wood. That moment when the cut finally frees up feels unexpectedly bold. The trunk shifts, signaling that the setup is working. Kind of wild how a hollow core changes everything in a tree this big. More trimming is done until the weight commits. The cedar finally drops, leaving the stump exposed. The scale of the fall is surprising in the best way. Standing on the stump highlights just how enormous the tree truly is. Seeing that diameter close up feels unreal. A single massive log, 25.48 cubic meters, is carefully positioned as the crew guides it onto the Nissan TZA 520 truck. Each movement is synchronized to prevent slipping or imbalance. That pull is stronger than you'd think for a mid-size machine. Logs are aligned precisely before lifting. Simple mechanics, but serious strength at work. The loading completes efficiently, ensuring safe transport and site productivity. Giant eucalyptus logs are lifted and aligned as the ace tree crew maneuvers the skider for precise pickup. Each tree cut is carefully planned, with logs moved efficiently across the site. That grab always looks like a power move. Crew expertise ensures safety and speed. This setup feels like muscle and intelligence packed together. The crew tackles a massive cedar, measuring 16 feet at the flare. The first task positions a 5-foot feeder to support the tree's lean. That pull before the fall looks deceptively gentle but packs real force. Logs are guided safely onto the buggy whip. Didn't expect that cedar to move this smoothly. Workers check alignment and ensure the big brute lands as intended. This setup feels like muscle and brains packed together. Every cut demonstrates respect for timber size and weight. Kind of funny how it almost seems to decide its own fall. Trees of different diameters are processed seamlessly by the center 1000H. Operators adjust the head rotation dynamically to match each log size. Operators carefully guide each log under the harvester head, which rotates to cut, delimb, and section the timber efficiently. That grab before the cut always looks like a power move. Hydraulic arms lift and rotate logs while stabilizing supports keep the machine steady during the entire operation. Every log is positioned on the conveyor for further transport and processing. Simple mechanics, but serious strength at work. Operators coordinate with attachments to trim, split, and stack each section accurately. Logs are monitored constantly to prevent misalignment on the conveyor. Debris is cleared systematically, and logs of varying diameters are handled without slowing the workflow. You can almost hear the power through every impact, like it's cutting straight through time. The workflow prioritizes safety and efficiency, ensuring maximum throughput for the facility. That speed alone could catch anyone off guard the first time. Even in challenging conditions, the Center 1000H maintains a consistent output, showing how human skill and machine precision combine to manage heavy timber with minimal effort. Each movement of the hydraulic arms, rotation of the head, and placement of logs highlights the machine's capability and reliability. The Center 1000H Remtech proves to be an essential solution for processing commercial timber efficiently, making complex log handling appear surprisingly smooth and controlled. This forestry mower dominates the clearing site with sheer power and resilience. Its cutting drum spins with relentless force, designed for continuous heavy-duty work. Operators guide the Bandit Model 5000 through dense underbrush, each rotation of its massive cutting drum converting stubborn stumps and brush into manageable mulch. The first action positions the machine for optimal angle on uneven terrain, allowing the 500 to 600 horsepower engine to deliver consistent torque. That pull on the thick roots looks like it could stall lesser machines, but this beast chews through effortlessly. As the drum engages, trees and shrubs fall neatly into the designated path, preventing blockages and ensuring smooth workflow. Hydraulic controls are adjusted to maximize reach and safety while maintaining precise movement. The operator's adjustments keep the machine balanced even on slopes. It almost dances over the rough ground yet stays perfectly stable. Debris is guided away by the machine's protective guards, minimizing risk and cleanup time. Operators monitor feed rate, adjusting speed to match vegetation density, keeping efficiency high and fuel usage optimal. Each pass leaves a cleanly ground surface ready for subsequent land preparation. The heavy-duty frame absorbs shock from uneven stumps seamlessly. Feels like holding raw power tamed by human skill. Routine checks on engine performance, belt tension, and cutting teeth are crucial to prevent downtime. Every component is built to withstand rugged conditions, typical for right-of-way and land-clearing operations. Replacing worn teeth is straightforward, keeping work uninterrupted. That stream of mulch flying out looks almost like turbo popcorn. Operators rely on visibility aids and sturdy frames to navigate safely across slopes and uneven soil. By the end of the shift, acres of brush are cleared methodically, illustrating the Model 5000's unmatched capability in forestry mowing and stump grinding. This setup handles both brute strength and finesse in one package. From first cut to final pass, every movement is engineered for maximum efficiency. The combination of high horsepower, durable frame, and versatile controls ensures land clearing projects progress efficiently, safely, and reliably. rows of tall Bambusa oldemii stretching several meters are processed at Bamboo Land using the Bandit 250 XP chipper, turning bulky stalks into workable mulch. This opening action sets the stage for the removal of older bamboo to expand the garden with stronger timber species. The operator positions each culm to feed cleanly into the 12-inch disc system, and the soft, starchy structure of this species collapses fast under the disc blades. That quick collapse feels unexpected for bamboo that size. The chipper maintains a steady pull, drawing both timber and foliage with consistent force. Kinda wild how the pile grows like the machine's got no hesitation. Once a culm is consumed, the next one is aligned, so the intake keeps moving without delay. The foliage is handled the same way, adding moisture to the mulch output that will later help the new bamboo beds. The ground team gathers root balls, lifting and relocating them to a fresh planting zone. Feels like strong teamwork when everything moves this smoothly. Each ball is spaced to support future growth, keeping room for air and water flow. The mulch from the Bandit 250 XP is then spread around the new plantings, forming a protective layer that locks moisture and boosts soil condition. Nothing in this process is discarded. Every part of the bamboo ends up reused across the garden. That reuse loop always hits different when you see everything come together. Rigging arborist guides cedar safely down. That pull feels stronger than expected. You wouldn't guess how fast the cedar comes down once the cut connects. Designed to process heavy logs efficiently, the Vermeer BC2100XL shows how controlled mechanics can turn bulky wood into manageable chips. Before any action, operators stage each log to ensure a smooth pull. The infeed system grips the piece firmly as tension builds across the rollers. The steadiness in this early setup adds a clear sense of order to the scene. Once aligned, the dual horizontal rollers capture the log and begin drawing it inside. There's a subtle weight to the way each movement stacks onto the next. As the log reaches the drum, sharp knives reduce it into fast-moving chips. The discharge spout sends the stream outward, in a constant arc. Seeing that arc hold steady feels unexpectedly clean. Even the airflow behind the chute keeps a quiet rhythm. Operators stay close to monitor spacing and load. The whole layout keeps its own tempo from start to finish. When the final chips settle, the machine resets for the next log. The Bandit Model 19XP wood chipper shows its strength by pulling full Australian River oak sections through its wide 26 by 20.5-inch intake without hesitation. Material is guided toward the drum, and the feed system keeps a firm grip to prevent any drifting. The hydraulic winch positions the 300-kilogram log so the 213 horsepower cat diesel can work without strain. That pull looks like a machine refusing to negotiate with the law. Once the piece settles between the feed wheels, the 37-inch drum converts it into clean chips through steady impacts. That moment the tree disappears so quickly always hits harder than expected. Forked branches move in the same controlled path, handled by the same rugged setup. Feels like pure mechanical confidence pushing through every cut. Built for handling meter-length logs with minimal effort, the Dorntech log splitter with its hydraulic winch makes each step feel streamlined. Operators first position the wood using the winch, reducing strain before any force is applied. The hardened hydraulic cylinder then presses through the grain, and the height adjustment shifts instantly to match each piece. Wild seeing the splitter push through without hesitation. Brass guides stabilize the motion, keeping the frame steady during repeated cycles. Didn't expect the winch to save that much time. Oil supply, two-hand control, and multiple drive options keep output consistent. Kinda funny how the machine feels almost eager for the next log. Durability becomes a real advantage when the Bandit Model 3680 Beast Recycler handles mixed waste and turns it into usable material. The first action involves guiding incoming logs and brush toward the feed system so the machine can control the flow. Once drawn in, the cutter mill engages its slicing action to break material apart instead of relying on blunt impact. That cutter mill bite feels stronger than many expect from a recycler this size. As material advances, the system maintains steady pressure to keep the breakdown consistent. The machine treats a whole pallet like it's barely a snack. The discharge system then moves the processed output to piles or trailers, streamlining sorting and reuse. This is the moment you notice how fast volume disappears under the 3680. The result is cleaner, usable end product ready for the next stage. From raw wood waste to clean energy, Eagle Valley turns sawdust and wood shavings into premium wood pellets. Operators separate wet biomass arriving at the facility, ensuring optimal feed into the hammer mill. The hammer mill refines fibers, making them easier to dry and process. Moisture is reduced in the dryer to 6 to 9% using energy reclaimed from production fines. Wood fiber is carefully metered into the pellet mill, forced through thousands of die holes under 30,000 pounds of pressure. Rollers compress the material into uniform pellets, which are then cooled and double-screened to remove fines. Final pellets meet strict burn rate, BTU, and size standards. Bulk material is conveyed to silos for shipping to regional or international destinations. The facility can produce up to 180 short tons per 10-hour shift, about 20 bags per minute. Seeing deadwood turned into energy like this is strangely satisfying. This system combines efficiency and environmental care perfectly. Watching the Uniboard MDF line at Moncure unfold, every conveyor, press, and sander moves in a precise, continuous flow. Wood chips arrive by truck and tilt dump into storage before front-end loaders push them onto the automated reclaim conveyor. Large magnets remove metal, screen separate oversized and undersized material, and acceptable chips advance to the refining area, where fibers are dried, mixed with resin, and laid into continuous mats. Presses compress the mats to exact thickness between heated steel belts, then cooled boards travel to sanding machines, achieving the desired finish. That coordination between old relocated equipment and new German machinery is oddly satisfying to follow. Cut boards are bundled and trucked out efficiently. Rejected fiber is recycled as fuel, keeping environmental impact low. Safety protocols keep everyone on the line alert and efficient. The smooth coordination of multiple systems almost feels like controlled power in motion. KC Industrial's expertise ensures this medium-density fiberboard plant runs reliably from start to finish. Witness the remarkable efficiency of Pioneer OSB in Malaysia, where logs from local rubber plantations are transformed into engineered wood panels. The process starts by arranging freshly harvested Malaysian oak logs in FIFO order at the log yard to maintain material freshness. Logs are fed into the debarker to remove bark, which is reused as fuel for the plant's energy needs. Next, the strander slices logs into precise thin strands using ring knife lakers, producing consistent length, width, and thickness critical for downstream processing. Wet strands are temporarily stored in a wet bin to maintain freshness before controlled drying reduces moisture content below 3%. Strands are sorted into surface and core layers, then coated with formaldehyde-free PMDI resin in blenders. Layers are formed in 3 cross-directional arrangements and pressed under heat and pressure in a 30-meter continuous press to produce high-density panels. Panels are then trimmed, branded, cooled in a 2-stage cooler, and cut to exact dimensions. Automated quality checks with over 1,000 sensors ensure strong, dimensionally stable panels free from voids, delamination, or warping. Pioneer OSB also conducts periodic sample tests for blending, density, and moisture content to guarantee consistent, top-quality products. Who knew recycled bark could power the very panels we use? That strander machine looks like it's slicing wood like butter. Logs measuring 11 meters in length and 420 millimeters in diameter arrive at the Croco log splitter, ready for processing. Operators position the timber carefully, adjusting the splitter vertically for precise cuts. The machine rapidly divides each log into 18 pieces, ensuring consistent firewood size. This kind of consistency helps every load match expected standards. The first split demonstrates how efficiently the Croco handles large volumes without excessive waste. The prototype model allows for splitter changes in about 1 minute, keeping downtime minimal. Correct sizing is critical, and each adjustment ensures uniformity across the batch. How steady the cutting pace feels during long runs. Operators monitor volume and processing speed, achieving a theoretical capacity of 10 cubic meters per hour. Even with large logs, the system maintains clean, accurate cuts. Wood pieces fall neatly, ready for packaging or direct use. The steady drop of each finished piece shows how controlled the workflow is. The combination of speed and control reflects both machine engineering and operator skill. Seeing 0.9 cubic meters of raw timber transformed in roughly 5 minutes is impressive. Quick adjustments and precise alignment prevent errors and maximize output. Protective guards and ergonomic positioning make handling safe while keeping workflow steady. The setup keeps movements predictable, which helps maintain smooth handling. Each pass illustrates the efficiency of the vertical splitter and the advantage of rapid prototype changeovers. By the end of the shift, operators have processed multiple logs with consistent quality. The balance of brute force and fine adjustment makes this splitter surprisingly versatile. The Croco system exemplifies how industrial machinery can transform raw timber into uniform, usable firewood rapidly and reliably. Each cycle reinforces how well the splitter holds its performance across repeated processing. Watching the logs split so uniformly almost feels like the wood has its own rhythm. Thick logs resist movement, yet the LOGCU TMCS40 pulls them through and slices them into clean sections with steady force. Its triple saw setup handles quartered wood up to 265 millimeters in diameter, keeping the workflow steady, even when the material varies. Man, the speed on this thing makes regular cutters look sleepy. The MCS 40 uses automatic length referencing, switching between 25, 33, and 50 centimeters, presets in roughly 30 seconds. No tools, no downtime. That quick swap always feels like someone hit a next level button. Timber gets positioned by the system without operators needing to tweak alignment every cycle. Logs drop into the intake, and the saws slice continuously, the machine pushing past 200 cuts per day when paired with the Profit Pack. Bulk or bundled loading is possible, especially efficient with a grapple crane. Seeing a full grapple drop into the hopper always gives a small whoa moment. Cut pieces move onto the evacuation mat, where an integrated wood screening grid shakes off loose debris. The mat can retract or swivel with its hydraulic setup, making cleanup and directing output simpler. It's kind of funny how tidy the pile looks even though the machine is chewing through so much material. The static pack uses a 55 kilowatts electric motor for stable indoor operation, while the mobile pack runs via PTO, at least 80 horsepower required, though 110 horsepower gives the machine more breathing room. Manual loading on the mobile version caters to field use, especially when logs are scattered across a site. Hydraulically controlled stands and drawbar make transport and setup straightforward. Across both setups, the system keeps the same cutting speed regardless of configuration, which helps workers plan loads without guessing. Honestly, that consistency feels like a cheat code compared to older firewood rigs. With automated positioning, continuous feeding, and debris evacuation, MCS 40 pushes firewood production toward a cleaner and faster workflow. It's unusual to see a firewood line like the Cubic 2 break down timber so methodically, yet every motion on this Swedish-built system feels purpose-made for heavy firewood production. Logs reach the 6-meter intake table, moving forward with the help of dual-stock feeders and 6 driven rollers that keep each piece steady before cutting. The step feeder nudges each log firmly, pacing the feed so the blade receives a stable load. The Parker F11 saw motor powers the Oregon system that slices timber into sections sized for the splitting stage. Didn't expect the cut to fall that cleanly. Each segment drops into position without shifting around, making the next movement easier to control. The two-step knife then engages, pushing through the wood in staggered motion so the splitter can create up to 16 pieces from every cut. Wow, that split is way sharper than it looks. This approach keeps resistance manageable while maintaining uniform firewood dimensions. Debris is handled through the chip management system, directing excess material away from the main path so the conveyor can stay clear. Split pieces ride the conveyor onward while the feed rollers continue moving the next log forward. Everything stays in cycle because the machine transitions quickly between cutting and splitting without slowing down. The logs seem to follow the machine's lead effortlessly. With a theoretical capacity of 10 cubic meters F per hour, the system maintains steady output across the shift. Each 11-meter log gets reduced in sequence until the firewood matches specifications, and the consistent breakdown into as many as 16 parts helps limit waste. Hard to believe so much gets done in such a short time. By the time the line finishes a full batch, the Cubic 2 is pushed through every step with controlled force, giving operators a dependable flow of uniform firewood without unnecessary downtime. You wouldn't think firewood production could be this smooth. Quick adjustments keep the workflow steady, and the chip management system ensures a clean operation. The combination of speed, control, and consistency really stands out. Every log split demonstrates the balance of brute force and careful design, producing firewood ready for use efficiently. Operators coordinate with the RABAUDF-80 on a tractor chassis, managing 1-meter logs with ease. Logs are lifted with a crane onto the reception table. The machine handles each log with a force of 80 tons, dividing timber quickly and efficiently. Operators place the wood onto the reception table, ensuring proper alignment for the split. The table keeps each log steady, preventing unwanted shifts during splitting. Once positioned, the hydraulic system drives the splitter, cleaving logs in a single, controlled motion. You can notice how even thick logs are processed without resistance. Split pieces fall onto the optional conveyor if installed, directing firewood toward collection points or storage. The horizontal orientation allows operators to manage logs safely while maintaining output speed. Protective guards and the reception table make handling smooth, while the 80-ton pressure ensures complete splits with minimal waste. The F80 handles varying wood densities consistently. Each log passes through the system with uniform results, maintaining predictable firewood dimensions. Overall, the F80 Robot exemplifies robust design and operational reliability. The combination of hydraulic force and table control shows how well-engineered features reduce operator effort. Even when switching logs of different sizes, the splitter maintains efficiency. This setup is ideal for farm-scale wood processing or small commercial operations. The 80-ton capacity provides flexibility for diverse wood types. A wood chipping system processes every type of timber, from thick trunks to thin shrubs. The machine devours each piece, transforming them into uniform chips suitable for multiple purposes. Even the densest logs are processed without hesitation, showing the system's capability. The machine's heavy-duty steel blades and reinforced feed rollers contribute to its efficiency, making handling mixed wood remarkably manageable. All branches, small pieces, and larger trunks are fed into the chipper, with bigger logs positioned carefully to ensure optimal processing. High-torque feed rollers work in tandem to move logs smoothly, while hydraulic adjustments allow precise control of chip thickness, balancing speed and output. Adjusting the hydraulics instantly changes how the wood flows through the system. The versatility of the machine allows it to switch between dense logs and brushwood with little delay. Chip size remains uniform despite the variety of wood inputs. Throughout operation, feed rate and blade engagement are monitored to maintain a steady pace. The rotor spins at controlled RPMs to ensure even chipping, while the blade configuration can be adjusted for different wood types. Protective guards ensure safety while allowing continuous operation. Even when processing unusual shapes, the system keeps output uniform. The hydraulic lift and positioning system support long logs, preventing jams and improving safety. Long working periods are possible without compromising the quality of the chips. In short, this chipping line combines robust engineering and effective operation. Every type of wood is handled efficiently, making it suitable for mixed input streams. Observing thick logs and thin branches handled with equal effectiveness highlights the system's adaptability. Proper setup and adjustments allow for both speed and consistent chip quality.